What's up, YouTube family? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing back at you. Finally going to get to do some videos of some live fishing. We haven't been able to live fish in so long. Steve was down for 5 weeks. Then we had a tournament, so I couldn't show you guys that video because I got to keep my secrets, at least before the tournament. And then I share all of them, which people think I'm crazy. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk to you guys about Lake Palestine. This was tournament number 2 for us. I don't know if you remember, but Steve, my boat was down for tournament number 1, so I didn't get very good video or anything like that to share with you. The boys did do good in that tournament. They actually came in at 11th, and then one person got disqualified, so that moved them to 10th. And then because someone was fishing out of division in the top 10, that actually moved them to 9th for Angler of the Year. So a really good start. Out of 212 boats, they placed 11th. And then by the time it was all said and done, 9th in our division. So very well there. So we moved on to Palestine, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about our strategy that we use for Palestine, what we did pre-fishing, what we tried out, what worked, what didn't work, and then obviously the results were pretty good as well. So stick around. I got some good stuff for you. Here we go. All right, so here we are on Lake Palestine. It's late October. October the 30th, 2021 was actually the day of the tournament. There were 212 boats in this tournament. Sorry, 210 boats in this tournament. So we knew we had a big field that we were competing against for sure. And typically what we do, when we're doing our pre-fishing for these types of tournaments, especially these big tournaments, which we consider all the high school tournaments to be big tournaments, could have potential impact on Landon's future in going to college and where he goes to college, things like that. So we basically invest everything into trying to make sure that we do good in these tournaments. And so far, we've been very blessed and done very well. So kind of talk to you a little bit about our strategy. So our strategy, you guys have heard me talk about it before. We like to pre-fish at least 5 days, 5 trips to that lake before the tournament. You guys are like, that's nuts. Hey, sometimes that's what it takes. Seriously, guys, there's guys out there that are really good at fishing. And if you're not on those fish at that day, at that moment, it is going to be tough. And if you're waiting until the day of the tournament to go down there, I can tell you we've got 5 days on you already. 5 days of exploring that lake, going nonstop, trying to find the best spots, the best 5 to 10 spots we can find on the entire lake. And then we take those spots and we hone in on them right before the day before the tournament. We go and we check them with no hooks. We don't hook them or anything. We just see if we get a bite. If we get a bite, that gets a check mark for that spot, and that means that spot's a spot we're going to go back to in the tournament. We never go into a tournament randomly fishing. It's just not something that we do, and it's not something that I wanted to teach Landon to do in a competitive environment like that. If you're going to put in the time or put in the money and everything else to compete in this tournament, you need to put in the time and put in the work to make it happen. So I think he does a really good job of that, and I think we've kind of done a good job of teaching them those values. So let's talk about what we did. So here we are out on Lake Palestine, going up into Palestine. We're getting really starting to sweat bullets. Steve wasn't fixed yet. Didn't think I was going to get the boat back. And then finally I did get it back the weekend before this tournament. So that gave us basically Saturday and Sunday last weekend. And then this weekend we would have had Thursday and Friday, and then we had to fish on Saturday. So we were 1 day short of our 5-day hopeful of going out there and pre-fishing, but that's okay. So here we are. We get into to last weekend. We go out there. The first thing I was thinking about was fall fishing, right? So I'm thinking the fish are going to be shallow, definitely. Main lake points, possibly, but more than likely they're going to be back in the backs of coves and pockets and things like that. That's what I was thinking. That was kind of my plan going into it. So I'd always heard on Palestine that Flat Creek, you'll see it there on the map, as well as Kickapoo have been really, really good areas to fish. So that was kind of my plan going into it, was we'll go up and we'll fish Kickapoo, and then we'll pull out, we'll fish flat. And if there's fish in those areas, we'll probably just stay there and fish those areas. We won't run around the lake. But if you can't find fish in those areas, the plan was then, as a backup plan, we were going to pull off and try to fish some docks. So starting off, we go up into Kickapoo day 1. You'll see some of the footage as I'm talking here, but we go up into Kickapoo day 1. We were trying everything. We were trying beating the bank. We were trying creek channel swings. We were trying everything we could to try and figure out what was going on. In fact, we even downloaded the Fish Life app last month, and we're paying attention to the spots they were marking to see if we could figure out some kind of patterns. We even checked out some of the fish life spots that were out there. And for the first time in a long time, they actually weren't very good for us. They didn't even get us anywhere close to the fish that we actually found, and didn't really help us with patterns because most of the stuff that we wanted to fish was shallow, but the spots that they had out there were like 6 inches of water, way too shallow for us to even fish. So we couldn't really get any pattern going with that or anything like that. So anyways, went up in Kickapoo. You'll see here we fished and we fished and we fished. Could not find anything in Kickapoo at all. So we decided to go out of Kickapoo and fish those bridges that were down there by Kickapoo. You can always find fish on bridges. You guys have heard me say that 1,000 times. Go to the bridge, fish it. You're always going to be able to pick up something. Well, not that day. Fish the bridges, nothing. Busted out the A-rigs, thinking we could get some off the bridges in those channels. Nothing. Fish those bridges that were just halfway submerged by Kickapoo. Still nothing, right? So we're about probably 3/4 of the way through the day. We are getting skunked on a lake that everybody else told us was just phenomenal. So we're getting a little bit frustrated. Obviously, it was windy, it was cold. The conditions weren't really that right for fishing. And I finally hooked into my first fish on some riprap with a shallow diving crankbait. So thought, well, maybe we got a little bit of a pattern. The problem was that fish was maybe 14, 15 inches. It wasn't even very big. You'll see there on the video. It's just not a lot to be that happy about. Then we went on, we found some more riprap, caught another one off the riprap. So we're okay. Now we got a little rock pattern going. Let's see what else we can get. So we continued to fish throughout the day, fish till about, 5 or 6 o'clock at night that Saturday. We actually had a place down there where we were staying. Fished down there till 5 or 6 o'clock at night. It just could not get anything going. I think we caught 4 or 5 fish that whole day, maybe 6 fish that whole day, and only had 2 keepers. So our first day of pre-fishing, the weekend before this big tournament, we go out and catch 2 keepers. So we're thinking, yeah, we got some work to do. So Sunday came along. So the idea of Saturdays, we actually are very blessed. We have these boys have 2 captains. They have me and they have Jackson's dad, Jason, who actually captains for them as well. So when we go out and do these pre-fishing events, Jason can't get out as much as us, but he will go out at least the weekend before, and then he'll always go out on Fridays with us too. So it actually gives us 2 boats to try to go out and find the fish. Landon goes with me, Jackson goes with Jason. So Jason and them actually went up the Neches Riverside, but instead of going up the river, they kind of went towards Kickapoo and then hit that corner, that northeastern corner. They found the same thing that we did. The water was just way too shallow. They kept getting stuck in the boat. It just didn't seem like a good area to fish. There wasn't a lot of activity in that area or anything like that. So they kind of had the same results as we did on Saturday. I think they caught 2 keepers as well. So Saturday was a bust. So Sunday came along, and here we are on Sunday. I'm trying to figure out what in the world we're going to do. We had already marked off Kickapoo, so big X on Kickapoo, big X on Flat Creek. We tried that as well. There was one area, though, that we found where the Neches River swung really hard against this point. And when it did that, it actually made some really rock formations there, real hard ledge that was right there. And Landon had actually had a bite there, I think the day before or something like that. So anyways, on Sunday, we started off on Sunday. We're like, man, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Not sure what we're going to do. So we're going to fish docks. So the plan was we're going to go hit docks on Sunday. And then something happened. I don't know what it was, but something told us, look, everybody's telling us that the big fish are up here in either flat. They're either going to be in flat. The other one I was talking about, Kickapoo, or they're going to be up in that Neches Riverside. And I think there's a name, Hickory or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll just call it the Neches Riverside. So we knew that they were going to be there. And we knew that Jason had already told us on the Neches Riverside that one section was too shallow. So we took a gamble on Sunday and said, you know what, before we bail out of this place, let's go up on the right side, the east side of Neches River, and see if we can find anything up there. So that was the plan. It was a little bit windy that day too, I believe. So we had to kind of stay in a little bit more protected areas. We pull in, and you guys will see this on the video. We had just launched the boat. We took about a 25-minute idle ride up that Neches River, bumping into every stinking tree that you could imagine. I probably got a billion scratches on Steve after this tournament. Go up there, pull up on this bank line, still throwing that frog. You guys know we love that frog, that bully wall. And this is what happens. So you can see as soon as that happens, Landon gets one. I ended up getting one. We ended up piling in the fish like crazy. I think we ended up with 14 or 15 pounds when we were done with it. Maybe even had 16 pounds. I can't remember. You guys will see on the video. Just a really good time. Had a great time fishing there. So we fished that. And really what we were looking for were creek channel swings, anything that could come up and hit a bank line. We were trying to focus on that. So we continued that pattern throughout the day and really didn't have much success. Only on that one bank line were we really able to find fish. We found some more fish up farther up the river, but in that case, they were a lot smaller. So we kind of lost our size once we went up the river. But we still had a great day on Sunday, caught lots of fish. You guys will see plenty of video as I'm talking of us catching them. Just had a really great day. So we were confident after Sunday that things were going to go well. So then we move on to the next week. So we come into Thursday before the tournament, and we've got a house down on Palestine. We're ready to go. And the forecast is this: 51-mile-an-hour gust. So 51-mile-an-hour gust means no fishing for me. I'm out. So we had to wait Thursday. So we couldn't fish Thursday. We go into Friday. Max gusts were 27, and I think they said the wind was supposed to be around 17. So we think we're going to be good. So we decide on Friday that we're actually going to go back up in flat and see if we can find some stuff in flat, because the wind was so heavy, and we also felt like we missed a couple places in flat where the creek channel was swinging up against it that we probably should have checked out. So we went up there and went fishing up there and didn't catch anything at all. In fact, we didn't even get a fish until we came back and hit that riprap by flat. That's when we finally found another fish. So after that, we decided to idle out. We were going to go out more main lake and fish some docks. And when we did that, that was a horrible, horrible mistake. We got out main lake, and as soon as we got outside of where the land was protecting that wind from hitting us from the northwest, the waves were massive. They were like 3 or 4 foot swells. And before we knew it, we were already going with the waves, going into a different pocket. And that's when I turned around and realized, oh my gosh, those are massive waves. So we put on our rain suits and everything, and then had to track back to Flat Creek at a very slow pace, very crazy ride, very bumpy. So basically that killed us for Friday. So here we are. We only know one spot on the lake really that we felt confident in. We had a couple other spots we were somewhat confident in, but overall we were pretty nervous. So we actually trailered up the boat, and we went all the way up to the Neches River, to the Chandler River Park, and launched there. And when we launched there, we came back down the river. You'll see the video of us fishing around the river. Didn't really have much success in the river until we got a little bit closer to those railroad tracks. When we got around that area, that is when we started finding some more fish. So we caught a couple fish there. Still not that great of a day for the day before the tournament, but it worked for us. And so by then, we pretty much had about 4 or 5 spots, I think, that we felt confident we could catch a fish. But we had that one bank line that we were basically selling out on. We knew that bank line was going to be the bank line. And again, we were really just focusing on those creek channel swings. So when it was all said and done, the boys come in. You guys will see this. I'll go ahead and end it with the video and let you guys see the results. But they did very well. We ended up culling one fish out, so that gained us about a half a pound. And then we also had several other small fish on Sunday too. Our pattern was great. We were definitely on the fish. The frog bait completely turned away. We got one frog bite during that whole tournament, but the spinner bait was fire. And from what I understand, squarebill crankbaits were fire up there as well. So if you're going up there this weekend at a tournament or something like that, stay on the right side, stay on the Neches River side, pay attention to the creek channel swings, and then throw squarebills, chartreuse squarebills, and chartreuse spinnerbaits or white spinnerbaits. We were just using the War Eagles, and the boys wore them out. I don't know how many fish they caught, but I'd say it was up to 15 or so for Sunday. Definitely had our opportunities, but came up short from winning it, but definitely had a great finish. So let's go ahead and give you guys some film, show you what the tournament was about, and then you'll see the results. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take care.
Fishing solo today. He left you by yourself, did he? Not bad by yourself. 765. Good job, man. There you go. Out of division, trying to come get some, huh? All right. Ooh, it's a good 5. 1201. Put you in 7th place, top 10. Good job, guys.
I told him to take those.
Man, 1448. Put you in 3rd place. Good job, fellas. Y'all weigh a big one? 650. Yep. No, you good? All right. Good job, guys. From Fairfield, Gracie Fishing Solos got 3. Come on, girl. There you go. Yeah. Y'all can cheer for her. 465. Good job, girl. There you go. Might have a change. Man, 19. Good job, fellas. Good bag. Good bag. Y'all want a big one? Good job, boys. But 139 from Rockwall. Jackson and Landon have got 5. Come on, guys. Uh-oh. Now all the 5-baggers are coming in.
It's not 19.
1331, put you in the top 10 at 7th. Good job, fellas. Y'all want to weigh a big one? All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1176 from Maybank, Eric and Skylar. Ninth place, $50 Lou Strike King gift cards. With 1201 from Lindell, Wyatt and Kai. Eighth place, with $100 Lou Strike King gift cards each, with 1224 from Kearns, Grant and Trayton. Seventh place, $100 Lou Strike King gift cards, with 1331 from Rockwall, Landon and Jackson. Woo! Sixth place, $125 Lou Strike King gift cards, with 1605 from Maybank, Jacob and Braden.
Maybank put the hurt on.
Remember, I need 1st, 2nd, 3rd to stay for a few minutes. Second place splits $1,000 scholarship. Lose $200. Lose and Strike King $200 gift cards each. Plaques for captain and anglers. With 1681 from Malakoff, Jordan and Brian.
They work.
Cool, that's the last one. Oh, there's another. Alright, 1st place splits $2,000 scholarship. They get $250 Lou Strike King gift cards each and plaques for anglers and captain. With 1903 from Maybank, Reagan and Nathan. That is your individual champions. Congratulations, guys.